Hello, hello, hello. My goodness, it is Monday again, already so soon. And I think I might be about 1 minute early, but it's such a beautiful evening. I thought that I would come out, and if I'm really quiet, I can hear the birds sing. Isn't that lovely? So I'm Miriam. I work with ENJO UK, and whether you're going to be watching me live or whether you are going to be watching me on catch up, then welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so amazing. What a night. Right, if I can tap the screen, you'll see how beautiful it is in Orkney. It just looks a little bit there. Can you see now? Isn't that what a night? It's absolutely incredible here. So I popped out early so that I could hear the birds, and that's kind of really nice, isn't it? That it's just a little bit quieter and simpler. And I know I am wrapped up like it's the middle of winter. It's quite nippy here tonight, but it was such a good opportunity to get outside. And I must say, meeting with all you fantastic people last week and talking about the bunnies and pet care has just really inspired me to get back outdoors again. And on a night like this, why wouldn't you? So I wanted to just, oh, you can hear everything flying by. I just wanted to start off with that. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay, we're going to be talking about things outdoors. So let me just bring you up here, and that will mean that you'll be able to see things a little bit more easily. And this is what it's all about. We're going to be talking about the outdoor zone, because it is not just for cars and boats. I think so often it may not be the first thing that you get when you come to ENJO, and sometimes people say, oh, I would just really like that glove and ENJO fill to do the car. Okay, so we send you home with those. But because then we don't maybe see you again lots, because it's come later on in your purchasing, we don't get to talk about the fantastic things that our outdoor zone can do. So, hello everybody, and first of all, I would love you, while you're coming on, just to tell me what ENJO have you used maybe today, or if not today because you're all out enjoying the sunshine, then what ENJO have you used this week that you've particularly enjoyed. So I am going to tell you that I have used today the window zone, right? So I've been round all my, look at this, shiny. It took no time at all. Honestly, if you do not have the window zone, now is the time to get it. Easy peasy, around the whole house, considering ours is covered in a load of dust as well because Michael's been doing lots of sanding. Then it was, literally around the whole house in 10 minutes. If you host a demo at the moment, you can get it for half price. What a winner. Okay. And the other thing that I've been using, let me tell you about my emergency vet service. So last week we were talking about our pets, and we spoke about how we can use the iPad on wounds, and we could use it on weepy eyes, and we could use it on all those sorts of things. Little did I know that on Friday, beautiful Flopsy, who you met last week, would rip her claw off. And it was just hanging by a little bit of skin. Poor Flopsy. Anyway, in comes emergency veterinary nurse Miriam, and this is what we had. So with the iPad, little snip of the claw, all of any nasties off, and Flopsy in really good health. So that is good. She's hopping around to her heart's content, and it's amazing, isn't it, when you don't have the option to go anywhere else. It's amazing how we just become really resourceful. Has anyone else noticed that? About how resourceful we are becoming at this time. Okay, so first of all, I want to know what ENJO have you used and what did you like about it? So tell me that first. And while you're doing that, we're going to start. What have you been? Oh, lens cloth to clean filthy glasses. It really helps, Bev, hey? I love the lens cloth. I've used mine about 10 times a day because I keep on touching my glasses. Outdoor zone, outdoor toys. Brilliant. Nicola, you can talk about that later because most of ours have left. Dandelion Blossom Bubble Bath. Woohoo, that sounds like a winner. When I get my bath back again, which is at the moment filled with builder's tools, then I think I will enjoy a dandelion blossom bath. That would be great. So, outdoor zone. We're going to talk about lots of elements of our outdoor stuff, and in half an hour, I can't believe that we are going to get through all of it. So expect us to be outside again. But the outdoor zone, and in that comes the garage glove, all right, but not just for cars. So we're going to talk a bit about that tonight. The outdoor ENJO fill and the outdoor duo glove. Remember with ENJO, darker the fibre, deeper the clean. All right, so lighter clean and darker clean, and we're going to talk about both of those tonight. So individually, the items cost 85, but you can grab them for a fantastic 78. And we would expect, I know we usually say that your fibres will last you about 3 years on average, but we would expect with the outdoor zone 5 years, because we're not out every day, particularly me, I'm not out every day cleaning the car or cleaning some of those grotty outdoor jobs. So it's about a 5-year investment that you are making from these items, which is fantastic, isn't it? And as I was out doing my windows today, so isn't that fabulous that anything that spills on the ground is not going to cause any damage to my newly planted carrots that went in yesterday, and anything else that happens. So what we do here outdoors does not affect any groundwater, doesn't affect our plants, doesn't affect anything that comes away, which is great because it's just water. Right, that's what we're predominantly going to be using, and I'm also going to talk about how we might use marble paste out here as well. So these two, we often talk about for using for our cars, okay? And this one, we would say for deeper outdoor jobs, and we're going to talk about some of those. Other things, right? Christine, you've been using your dust glove, second to none, and the floor cleaners. Great, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well tonight. Let's start off though with something, floor set as well. Oh, front room ceiling, fantastic, Marion. I am so glad to hear about your new twister attachment, because I bought that out here with this, just in case we get onto that, and if we don't, then I will do it next time. But that's great to hear, the twister on your floor system, second for none for getting onto ceilings. And I was going to talk about cleaning down the front of your house, right? Because you never know, you might be inclined. Let's talk about this one though to start with. Now, I have to say that I have usually just talked about this in and it's the same fibre, as our outdoor duo glove, so deep fibre for ENJO, and people often buy it for doing things like the rims of their cars, all right, inside the alloys. Has anyone got one of these? If you have, they can give me a little thumbs up. Some people use them in barbecues, but I think I have not really fallen in love with my outdoor flexi. Then on Friday, we had a great bit of training from head office, and now I am totally inspired. So I want to share some other places that you're probably already using it, but I'd never thought about. So I'm going to make it a little bit wet. Before I do that, if you notice, it's got a little section at the end. You might have wondered what that was for. I certainly did. What it allows you to do is pull the fibre up so that rather than you just pushing on the end socket here, it means that you can just put the fibre flat. Isn't that sensible? So that you don't just wear a hole in the end. So that's what that is for. Little trick, really helpful for you. I'm just going to make it wet. And we're outside my house. Now this side of the house, I must say, since this door went in about, 6 years ago, we've probably never done anything with it. And it's been a bit manky out here. But this is the place that I'm going to talk about. If you can see right down there, I think you probably can. It's hard to see with all the comments on. But if you have a look, I want to talk about this threshold here. Right, because often we don't really know what to do with it, and I have in the past used my glove, right, but it does get incredibly dirty. The flappy end thing, yes, Rachel, if you have a look, it goes up like that, and it means that you don't wear a hole at the end, because we're often in and around things. So let me give you an example, right? I can move along here, All right, but if it was going to be abrasive on the end, then I would just want to flap it over on the top, and then I can just pull all the way along with the fibre. Oh my goodness, we're so manky. All right, and get in all the way along, and now you can see that the fibre has got all the dirt along on the base of that bit of there, rather than me just wearing a hole in the end. But what I do need to do, oh, get a little in your fill there, is just dry that behind. My goodness, that's a good job done for the next 6 years. Right, so this is fantastic for doing all of those sorts of threshold jobs and places that just get really, really dirty. I don't think I'd ever thought about how useful it could be. So now, tomorrow, I intend to open all the windows, hopefully, that Michael has been plastering behind, which are really dirty, and then I will be able to do all of those. It is really easy. Nicola can't believe it. And nobody else can believe that I haven't done them for 6 years. But have a little look-see. See, it's all on there. So the advantage of that is, by pulling that up, it will just mean that you don't wear out the end of the fibre. So yes, fantastic for your alloys, but fantastic for those jobs as well. So inside your UPVC on that channel, you will need to dry behind, because remember that the ENJO fibre, the fluffy fibre, has limited absorbency. So you're going to still need to pick up the water soluble dirt using your outdoor ENJO, but a great, fantastic start. So if you haven't got one of these and you've been thinking, oh, really, what's the point? Because I haven't got a car or I don't really have barbecues, I cannot believe how easy it is to use and how beneficial it's going to be. So expect loads of photos now of before and afters using the amazing outdoor flexi set. So I just wanted to give that one a bit of a champion, because I think it often gets overlooked. And the outdoor flexi set, it's 57. Remember that, I haven't got it in my little bag of goodies tonight, you can also get a bathroom fibre that fits over it as well, the white one. It looks like the old bathroom wand fibre, and that fits on it, and it is £19, and I really love that to go on here to get right into the side of my quadrant shower, because I can use the top of my bathroom wand fibre, but I do have a little bit that I can't really jiggle into. It's fantastic for that. So getting the set is not just going to give you with one zone, it's going to give you two that you can utilise. And this handle here, which comes off, is the one that you can then use on your combi wiper to extend it that little bit. Remember when we looked at our windows? Okay, great for, oh, drain pipes. Holy moly, Christine, never even thought of that. Right, so I'd like you to post us a photo of that, please, and you can show us how you use it. That would be really great. Right, so now let's talk a bit. I can't believe my threshold. I'm going to be opening the door all night to just have a look at it. Right, so let's talk about over here. And we have a little bit of situation you can see on my UPVC. The stone that we have out here, which I really love, it's a really old buyer, but what it has is it picks up loads of spiders and general grot. And though I've cleaned the window, I left the UPVC today. Now sometimes I would do that by taking my glove around with me, and sometimes I just wipe the UPVC with my ENJO after I finish, but it has got quite manky today. So let's have a look at how we can do that then with our garage glove. Hi, and I'm going to talk about other jobs that we can have for that as well. So let's start off here. Let me just move you over, and you can see a little picture there by Rebecca when she was much younger of ENJO. All right, so what this will do, because it's made for these jobs, it's just going to pick up that dirt. But remember again, it's an ENJO fibre, so although it's picking up the dirt in here, right, what it can't do is pick up that water soluble dirt. Right, so we always have to dry behind with the ENJO. Gosh, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? I'm so inspired, I'm going to do the bit up the side. Right. Okay, so wash, wipe and dry behind. Now, what I was going to do was talk to you about those bits with the algae that come. And we had loads of it last year. And so I was busy cleaning that before my mother arrived. Happy birthday, Mum, if you are on. And I did do that with, in my bag of goodies, I used my outdoor sponge and I used some marble paste. So I was disappointed today because I wasn't disappointed, but I went round so that I could find a bit so that I could clean it for you tonight, but it hasn't grown back because in that amazing way that ENJO works, it's taken off all the grot and it's just had nothing to attach to build back up. But I'm going to show you the principle tonight because UPVC is more dense than our outdoor sponge and it's denser than our marble paste. I can use this safely without scratching it. Right, so you don't need to worry, you don't need to get one of those UPVC whiteners. Right, all you need is your outdoor sponge. If I move you around, I can show you one here. And I would use this on all those places where it gets all green and grotty. Right, ours were really bad along the windowsill last year. Then I flip over the sponge, all right, and then I can dry behind. Now, obviously, there are lots of other places that I do that as well, like on our wood burning stove, I use the sponge and the marble paste as well. But just in regards to our UPVC, you can use that quite happily and it's not going to cause any damage. That's a good thing to know, isn't it? Because it will just bring the whitener back. Now, Michael used to be a window fitter, and last year when I said to him, oh, I'm going to do those windows with ENJO and marble paste, he said, oh, no, you need one of those UPVC whiteners. But he was amazed how it took all those, like, you know, below a lock where it just begins to drip down with all of the black stuff that kind of comes out of the lock. It got rid of all of that. So sponge, a little bit of marble paste. The sponge is £18, the marble paste is 24, and it will look after those jobs for you too, okay? Right, let's open though the door and then talk about other places for our garage gloves. So if I take you just over there, I want to talk about things like this. So if the door is really bad, right, this is where it gets particularly grotty, isn't it? Just where the door shuts. And again, it's not a really super deep clean that I need. I just need something that's a strongish fibre to be able to get in and just lift up that dirt. And then remember, so dirt is trapped in here, and remember we have to dry behind with the ENJO fill just to remove the water soluble dirt, and you can see that all that is away. So all of those places that I think we kind of tend to avoid, particularly in the winter, right? It's exactly the same on the top here, right? So just wet and dry all the way round, and you can see that it will lift up all of that dirt. Right, other places that, what have I done with it? I wanted to talk about other places for this that I thought about today. So let me just put my flexi set back on again. Now you're all getting inspired thinking about all the places that you are going to, oh, my fingers must be cold, that you're going to get to use this. So you'll have a look there. Can you see it's got like a little elastic band, and that's just to keep it on, okay? And then if you have a look, when you turn this handle, you can see that the flange comes out and then back in again, out and back in. So you have to turn it until the flange goes back in, and then you can lock it. Okay, so that's how it works. And this as well fits on your pole. So if you did want to go up high, you could do that. But this is what I was thinking about today, because as I said to you, it's a bit like Spider Central. Right, can you see? Oh, can you see? I think you can. Right, can you see all those little spiders down there? Right, so I thought that I could just whip down. Emily has a mortal fear of spiders. So this will just clean off all of those sorts of jobs and just grip and hold on it for you. All right, so I'd like you to think, if you have one of these, 4 places that you could use your outdoor flexi set. All right, and if you haven't got one, then maybe it's time, all right, to add it into your purchases. Gosh, I can't stop cleaning. So let's talk about that fibre and this one. Same fibre, different form. So where might I use this? Now, I was talking to a lovely friend of mine earlier, and she uses this on her boat all the time for cleaning her decks and cleaning things down. And lots of people use it on boats. This time of year is fantastic. Gets below the waterline and it deals with all of that. But let's talk about it in context in our home. So Orkney Islands Council are going to be so proud of me because I'm going to clean my bin tonight. Right, and I want to talk to you about this. Right, you can see all my gubbins behind, sorry about that. All right, there we go. So I've never really thought about cleaning my bin, I have to say. But today when I was outside, I thought, well, why not? Okay, so if I have a little look here, just a little spray with the water, and I could start with the fabric side, right, and it'll probably get rid of, you can already see, quite a lot of that algae, right, and it's going to trap that nicely in the glove. But around here where the letters are, it just kind of gets stuck in a bit. So over one side, over with the other, and you can obviously apply this all around the place. So today someone had sent, Sarah Croy had kindly done a load of pictures of her outdoor trike set. You can see a sort of languishing one behind us, but it's really so far gone, I don't know if we can make much difference. But you can have a look there, it's just all those tough jobs. So other places that you might choose to use it are places like outdoor furniture, things like that. You could start with the fibre that isn't as strong. All right. So lots of people use this one on their outdoor furniture, but ours is rough sawn, and so it would just kind of just be a bit too aggressive for this, and so I might progress on and use this one. But if it's our paintwork on cars, we just want to look after that as best we can, so you would stick to this glove only. With other jobs, you can kind of just work your way up and see which one is most effective for you. So with that in mind, I'm going to talk about plant pots. Let's just see over here. If I can sit down, then I'll be able to take it right down here. Ha ha ha, excellent. Righty ho. Because I really, really do want to show you this before we disappear. Right, so hopefully you can see there, I think you can. I've got 2 plant pots here, and I want to talk about both of them. The ceramic pot, which is straight out of my shed tonight, and if I just give that a little bit of water, I would actually expect that my garage glove actually will deal with most of the rot in this, because it's already got a firm surface on it. I might need to use a little bit of something stronger, but this is just a great way of I mean, these pots have been oh, nice little spray of water there, Miriam. These pots have been languishing in our shed for a good couple of years now, and nothing has really happened with them. But the girls decided yesterday to plant a load of busy lizzies, and this was the pot that Emily wanted hers to sit inside, but it was really manky. And now, if you have a little look at it, okay. Oh, you can't see. Yes, there you can. All right, so lovely and clean inside and out. So that was just my garage glove. The other thing that I want to talk about is this one here. So let me just bring you over a bit, and let's have a little look at our, oh, I think we've got it there. Right, ceramic pots. I really love them, and I don't use them because you put you put stuff in and then it just dries out almost immediately, and you start thinking, well, what's the point of that? And this one has therefore been in my shed for, I think, probably about 4 years, and nothing has happened with it. But I decided today, one, because I could clean it for you, but I also want to let you know how you can seal it, all right? Because then you can get it into use. So first of all, if we just give it a wash, with the garage gloves, and then bits which are maybe a little bit more stuck on, and this is where I'm talking about that example where you can step up in your cleaning, and that's always the law that we would say with ENJO. So it's the same in your kitchen, isn't it? You may start with your duo glove, but then you would step up and maybe use your sponge, and then your sponge and marble paste. It's exactly the same outdoors. So you can see that's taken off a good set of dirt, but there are certain bits which are just a little bit more stuck on. And so let's have a little go with this and see what that does. But you can see what the problem is with ceramic, because although I put moisture on it, already it's evaporating away. And that's why we don't like to plant in them, because it causes us such a problem, because all of our pots and all of our plants just get a little bit hammered from it all. And you come back and your pot looks lovely intact, but your plants are not looking quite so healthy. So this is what we're going to talk about. It's our little trick for tonight. It's exciting, isn't it? Right, who has used leather and wood balm on their garden pots? All right, have any of you got that one out and utilised it? And if not, this is how you would do it. So let me just turn that so that you can see a little bit of it, because I just want you to be able to see the difference which it would make. I know that we've got a dirty bottom. Right, this is about sealing your pots. So if you have ceramic pots that are kind of languishing in the corner because you think that all the moisture is going to get sucked, then all you need to do is put on a little bit of your leather and your wood balm. Can you see the difference already? It's like a gardening miracle. Look at that. Can you see the shine on it? I really hope you can. Right, if I hold that up, surely you will. Right, look. You can see the bit that I haven't cleaned, and you can see the shine of where the leather and the wood balm is on it. And what it will do is it will just give us a completely waterproof layer, so the moisture can't leach out in the same way. I probably could choose to do it inside and outside the pot, but I am just going to do outdoor, and it will just mean that the moisture is trapped inside that. So if you've got any of these poor little ceramic pots that you dearly love, but you don't like the amount that you have to water, right, a little bit of your leather and wood balm all the way round will just, one, it's going to give it a lovely shine, but it's just going to look after all your plants inside as well. So that's my little tip for the night. Get your leather and wood balm into use for all of those things, okay? So let me put that one just back here before I tread on it. Right, let's see, where are we up to? My goodness, doesn't half an hour just whiz by? Oh, my goodness. Hope I haven't given you vertigo. Right, doesn't half an hour just go by like nothing? You're right. Nobody likes a dirty bottom, Nicola Wilson. Right, these are the things I want you to remember. The outdoor zone, this one, and this one, which are £78, right? Usual price of the items is £85. Don't just leave them thinking, oh, I've only got them for the car. What else can I use them for? Hopefully, some ideas today to inspire you to get them outside. And the great addition can be the sponge into that set, because it's going to look after your UPVC, which now is looking really quite shiny. This one here, that sometimes we wonder what we can do with, great for all the thresholds of the doors. And right now we have that fantastic set which gives you the ENJO fill, the glove and a cloth, and that one here, right, which is usually 74 and you can get it for 62, but this offer is only on until the end of April 2020, so you need to get a wriggle on. I am going to get another one of these, one because my garage glove is actually, I can feel that it's just getting a little bit tougher, and so therefore the fibres aren't working as effectively and it's not going to give me such a great clean. And this one here is fantastic for the girls to be able to do their bikes with, to give things a quick clean. That's really good, I know, for the bottom of animal cages and pet cages if they're indoors, lit trays as well. So that is a fantastic set to get back into, or to double up if you need any of those outdoor fibres. Thank you for coming along. I can't wait till next week, and we will be, well, who knows, if the weather is this nice, we may be back outside again. The girls have promised they will help me wash the car when we eventually get to there, so expect that in 2023. But hopefully we will meet together again next week at 8 o'clock and look at some more things to do with ENJO. Thank you so much for coming along. If there's any questions you have about what we've looked at tonight, then please get in touch. If it hasn't come across clearly enough, then get me to send you photos or to do you a little how-to again. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Lots of love, everybody. See you next Monday. Cheers. Bye-bye.